Where the hell did Chris go? The host of the show flexed. Is this nigga serious?
I did say I was going, right?
Yeah. I mean,
y'all ain't here when I said, "Hold on a second."
No, we muted you when the opening shit goes. This is ridiculous. I mean, professional as shit.
I mean, we're 40 seconds in.
Clean said, hold on a second.
Well, we're 45 seconds in now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to LSO Sports. As you can see, you know what I'm saying, we run a pretty loose ship around this piece. Kind of like the Houston Rockets, you know what I'm saying? So welcome, it's LSO Sports. I am your host, Christopher Maddox. Across from me digitally, I got my good friend, the Wonder Kid producer, Parrish Thompson. P, what's happening, bro?
What up?
Chilling, dog. And then we have the resident a-hole of the show, Mr. at Alf954, Alphonse Disney Sock Passe, my friend.
Nabule.
What's up? And then we have a new guest today. Siobhan.
Yes.
I gotta tell myself don't pronounce that B. Great gray matter. Siobhan, what's going on? Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, Chris? Hi, Parrish. What's up, Alf? Siobhan Beslow. Good to meet you. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, hold on a second, because people know us. They know our credentials are little to none.
Okay.
But I've been told that you have a little bit more credibility than the rest of us, especially when it comes to the topic that we're going to cover tonight, basketball. Give us a little rundown of the bio real quick.
Started hooping at 5, did that whole thing, AAU, all of that. High school down here in Virginia, moved to Northern Virginia, and then went to LaSalle University for a ride. I almost went to University of Michigan. Glad I didn't.
That's a story. Glad you did move on.
4 years at LaSalle, redshirt my freshman year, did my 5th year back home at Norfolk State.
Hey,
behold,
time for the MEAC, yeah.
Time. And then after that, I went and played overseas in Australia for 8 months, Cyprus for 4 months, and then Lebanon for 4 months. And I got hurt in Lebanon, so I got sent back. But that's it's a brief rundown.
Lebanon's famous for their trees. That's all I know. Famous for their trees and terrorism, I think. But y'all, I know we delayed, but y'all can't laugh at the jokes like a whole 3 seconds late.
I wasn't laughing at the joke. I was laughing at Siobhan's face when you were like, well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was letting the terrorism set in.
So it just so happened. They use those trees to build a temple in Israel. Anyway, So it's LSO Sports, ladies and gentlemen, and we happen to be coming at you, man. Serendipity, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. Some of the biggest news in the NBA this season occurred about an hour or two before we came on. James Harden has finally been traded. James Harden is out of Houston. I know he's glad about it, and low key, I believe John Wall is ecstatic about it. You're looking at the trade right there. The Rockets get Victor Oladipo, apparently a very great masked singer. Dante Exum, a guy who I was very excited for, but he turned out to be a bust after he hurt himself. A dude named Rodions Kurix. I'm assuming he's European. I have no idea who that man is.
He sounds like a transformer.
He really does.
Sound like a Decepticon.
Rodions.
Roll out.
My first thing. So, and then obviously we know James Harden goes to the Nets. But I'm gonna say I'll start us off with this part of the conversation right here. The Nets did not get, and we knew this was going to happen. They didn't get nearly enough, and those 3 first-round picks are like probably the most trash first-round picks that you could give somebody in a trade for a superstar. I believe they're all in like the 20s. But Harden made a stink and had to get himself up out of there. So let's go around the panel that we have really quickly. Alf, you've been champion for somebody to grab Harden this whole time. So I guess we'll start with you and then we'll move around. So what you think about? What's your light skin opinion on this trade, my boy?
Well, my light skin opinion. First, Ginavis wants to know why I wear a collar for this, but not heat beat. I'm trying to class up the joint. You know what I'm saying? When black men walk into place, we need, I'm trying to get the job. You understand what I'm saying?
Truth be told, though, Gianna, he doing it because I be wearing collar shirts. That's really the truth.
Yeah, I'm not. You ain't gonna have me slacking on the damn podcast. But yeah, I never really thought he was gonna end up on the Heat. I just always thought it was stupid for people to say that the Heat didn't need a guy like James Harden. Like we see, especially in a season like this where guys are going down left and right, you could use a guy like James Harden that can go out there and get you a bucket, right? I never really understood why people were shying away from him. Maybe it's because of these videos. I think Parrish got a shot of James Harden that might have scared the Miami Heat and some other teams away. Yeah. Looking like the girl off.
They wobble, but they don't fall down.
Looking like that girl off of Willy Wonka.
Let me say something though, really quick before you continue, because we riding on how my man look right there. Low key, if I was that size, y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there, just to be fair. Since we riding on the man for his guttage, I just
listen. He looks he's in better shape than I am by far. Like it's not even close. But I'm also not being paid $1 million to play basketball. But I think the thing about the trade to me is what happens to the Nets. Right? Do they become this super team with a big three, or does Kyrie even show up? If this doesn't work out, did they mortgage their future again like they did last time? I don't know. So I think and this season is so weird. It's a weird wait and see thing for me. I'm not crowning the Nets. I think a lot of people are crowning the Nets already. I think that's a mistake. There's too much weirdo shit going on in that locker room. Who knows what can happen? So
I want to get to that. Go ahead, Siobhan.
I agree. I think I don't know. I think they gave up a lot to get that one person. I get, who they gave up a whole lot. There's so many. If you put the tweet up again, there's so many words after the words Rockets and what they got. It's hard to follow. They gave up so much to get him.
Words, parentheses,
look at all of them. All those figures, digits, commas. Like it's a lot happening after Rockets.
Some of those players went to different places though.
Yes, yeah.
I think losing Karis LeVert might really be really consequential. But go ahead, Siobhan.
Oh no, I agree. Oh, you can move the tweet now. No, I agree. There's a lot of weird shit that is still liable to take place in the Brooklyn locker room. It's one ball.
Only one.
It's only one. We said that when it was just KD and Kyrie, and still Spencer and them on the roster. Mm-hmm. What happens when Spencer when he comes back? Does Vic stay in Houston? Because now you got Vic, John
Wall. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I don't know how or if that works. I don't know. I think Karis is a different type of piece to maybe have given up for Brooklyn. I agree. I think he looks good in Indiana. I think that team,
good.
I think that team looks. I think they looked good before the trade. I think they just got a bit better. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't know if I would go ahead and crown the Nets yet either. On paper, we should. But in how things actually play out, I don't think so yet.
I want to add something to what you just said. Because I think Karis LeVert with the Pacers, I feel like he's better than Oladipo. And so I wonder if
that's a hot take.
That's a take.
I do. And I wonder if
it's at least medium.
Rockets at least medium. I wonder if the Rockets missed out in not in taking Oladipo in this trade over Karis LeVert. I mean, Karis LeVert has shown himself over the last couple of seasons to be super, super good, especially on teams that are lackluster where he could just kind of get off. You feel me?
Yep, so I think he would have paired with Houston. So now that gives a John Wall Karis dynamic that you might be able to do something with more than you would a John Wall, Victor Oladipo. Like that doesn't,
But let me ask y'all what y'all.
I don't think Vic stays in Houston.
Correct.
Correct. I think that's the end game on that one is that he's going to be. That's a piece that's going to get moved again. And but I do agree with you guys that they should have kept Karras. Like I thought that would have been a nice fit in Houston. But and then I see a lot of people in the chat talking about the bench, and I do agree with what G Nava said. The depth is overrated when you get to the playoffs and you're in a 7-man rotation. And 3 of those 7 guys are Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Now, the problem is, do they all make it to the playoffs when there's a 7-man rotation?
Absolutely not.
Who's their big now since they got rid of they just
Jared
banking
Allen.
on No, they got rid of him.
They
Yeah,
got rid of
him. That's what I'm saying. They got rid of him.
They are DeAndre.
That's it. They banking on DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
That's a gamble.
And if you're banking on DeAndre Jordan, you must be throwing 10, 15 lobs a game. Otherwise, what is he really doing?
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for y'all, because this is one thing I thought about. As soon as I saw the trade go down, we all know that Kyrie has been AWOL for like 6 straight games, right? I wonder if Kyrie got wind of this, like that it was in the works, and Kyrie is, he's saging the court and stuff, he going through his thing, and I wonder if he got wind of it and he was like, man, you know what? This was supposed to be me and KD. When you make this trade, what it's basically saying is, hey, Kyrie, you nice and all, but you ain't enough. And that's low key about to be who Kyrie is. LeBron James was like, you need me to be raw. He left LeBron trying to prove it on his own, went to Boston, and all them young dudes in Boston was like, nigga, who is you? Now he goes to New Jersey. KD is like, yeah, I'm gonna come hoop with you. And then at the first opportunity, they're like, "Oh shoot, it's James Harden is available." Oh, right. Kyrie, could you scoot over a little bit?
I think they picked him up specifically because Kyrie is like, I need to take personal leave. I got to be out.
That's what some of the reporting is basically that it's the reverse. They went so hard after James Harden because Kyrie has been pretty non-committal about this season and if he's going to play, when he's going to play, is he going to miss a game to be on a Zoom call? What
y'all think going on with Kyrie? Wrong answers only. What y'all think going on with Kyrie? These personal reasons. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only.
Right.
There is no wrong answer, right? There is no wrong answer with Kyrie.
Because nobody knows the answer, so we don't know the right
might
answer.
Be right.
Well, give me your best thought because I really want to know what's going on. Like,
I ain't never go missing. I don't know. I can't even think of that because I'd never go missing from a job like that before in my life. Like, just not show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't never really had the cachet. The cachet to be like, I'm just not showing up till Friday. Now we'll get to work and tell you what we ain't gonna do when we get there.
I ain't come here to work.
But
bro,
we go there.
I want to go into my job and I want to light some sage like in the halls of the school that I work at and just walk through that piece like sage and stuff. I want Kyrie privileges is what I want. I want sage privileges. I show up when I want to privileges. I go to parties. I don't wear masks. Well, now the Nets got 2 maskless party buddies on that squad. Yeah, I don't know how this thing with the Nets works out, though. Just to get back on track a little bit, I'm not a big James Harden believer. He's a baller. Obviously, we know that. He'll drop 50 on your head. We know that. But when's the last time James Harden actually played in the offense? He got to learn plays, I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to – his position on the court.
I mean, D'Antoni's with the Nets, right? Like, they going to run the same offense. They just going to be running around. Just give KD the ball. Give Harden the ball. Let him score.
But that's the most ineffective offense you could possibly run. Particularly, we saw it with Giannis in last year in the playoffs. If you got a one trick pony dude, which I mean, James Harden is either going to get to the free throw line or he's going to hit a step back on you. I mean, I don't think this puts the Nets anywhere other than where they already were, low key.
I mean, we've heard, or at least I've heard before, that like he has intimated that he was maybe open to actually playing a more legitimate style of offense, like a more fluid, a more, ball movie type of offense. And so I guess we can only take him at maybe his word for that and his desire to be out of Houston. I think whether or not we believe if him to Miami was real or not, just the idea that that was something that he floated as having a desire to do would say to me that he knows wherever he's going, like there's going to be offense. It's going to be different than what he either was allowed to do, wanted to do, let do, or whatever in Houston. So
I want to use an example for that close to home. Alf has intimated many times that he's going to stop drinking.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
Parrish backed me up here, dog. We talked to this man. He's like, bro, I'm never drinking again. He's steady intimating.
I heard yesterday say he was still drinking.
I'm working now. I'm on a workout diet, bro. I
ain't that what
now I said I'm working out, and I said I'm every morning after I drink, I say I'll never drink again. But you can't take me at my word on that. I'm still hungover from the night before.
But that's my exact point with James Harden. Of course, he's going to say, I'll play in another offense. I'll adjust. I mean, because you got to say that. You're trying to get somebody to pick you up.
It's easier than it sounds,
though. It's a whole other thing, though, to actually get out there. I mean,
we lost you, Chris. Well, I got a question for y'all while Chris figures out his audio situation. Because there's a lot of Heat fans, because Heat fans be mad all the fucking time for no reason. There's a lot of Heat fans that are mad right now that the Heat didn't get James Harden. Would it have been a good idea in the year like this for the Heat to pick, for the Heat to, jettison, because they were going to have to jettison basically all of their young talent and a lot of future first round picks, basically what Brooklyn did. Was that the right move for the Heat this year or no?
I think it was absolutely the right move. I think it was
to not make that trade.
To not make that trade. Because like I've said before, I know you disagree with me. I think if you make that trade, it doesn't put you any closer to winning the championship. Like it's just going to be, you got James Harden, you got Jimmy, yeah. You still got the same hurdles that you have to jump, but your chemistry, you got way less time to build the chemistry that team had in the bubble. And I'm a firm believer in that. Siobhan, you played though. I think you could maybe speak to that. It's a different thing when you got a team where everyone's clicking and roles are defined, and we know how to play with each other. Yeah. That's a whole different game than when you drop James Harden in the middle of any unit. I can't see how it doesn't blow up, at least for a little while. You know what I'm saying?
At least for a little while, I think is correct. I think a couple things, Alf. I think they were correct in not doing the trade. What I disagreed with a lot of Miami fans was the idea that it, just shouldn't have even, been entertained. I moved kind of in the vein, like if that was going to be something that happened, Pat's cool with it, Spo's cool with it, Jimmy's cool with it, Bam's cool with it. If we're mortgaging the whole rest of the treasure trove for that, then I'm gonna trust that those guys are, okay with whatever is gonna require for them to go forward. Do I think though that it was a good or that they were right in not doing it? I do, because again, like we're seeing with all the COVID stuff, right? We have so many people out, and all of what it would have cost us to get him, all that we would have had to give up, I think would have put us kind of in a similar situation in that we're in now. And to your point about, chemistry building, I don't know that you would have really had to build much chemistry, because everyone that you would have needed to build chemistry with would have been gone. Yeah. It'd be a whole reset. So they would have been able to.
I think that's what I'm tired of the giant resets, because I feel like if your team has to reset consistently to win, then you're really never going to win. Like
you want the Heat to be San Antonio Spurs so bad, bro. He loves that build from the ground up.
San Antonio's a dynasty, B.
That is, you are on a strong point, because he don't ever want to give up no prospect, no asset.
If we drafted him, he wants them.
Yeah, he wants draft. All original Heat draft picks. Don't get rid of nobody.
Here's my thoughts on it. If you could promise me, if you went to that Zartan machine from Big, and that machine printed out a card that said James Harden will get you into the finals, I would have said cool. Right. But without the clairvoyance of an arcade machine, I don't see. We'll be right back where we were last year, which is Eastern Conference Finals. And if that's the case, if all we doing is making big giant ass trades and mortgage in the future just to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, that seemed desperate and thirsty as hell to me, dog. Like
that's amazing.
Why is that amazing?
Don't listen to Chris. Keep
future.
getting to the finals. Like keep going to.
No. I said if he could get us to the finals, great. But if all we're doing is getting.
Even if you can only get to the Eastern Conference Finals, just keep doing that. That's awesome.
Stop. So you're gonna give away your whole future. You're gonna give away whatever.
If the future ain't gonna get you past the semifinals, who gives a shit? Like who cares about? Like the only reason I have changed my mind on the trade this year is because basically with Harden, you're talking about with Harden and Jimmy, you're talking about like a 2, maybe 3 year window, and this was year 1 on that. This season is a wash to me. Like, I don't even know if it's going to fucking finish. I don't know.
You say this every year, dog. You as the most scary fan, that's a super fan that I know.
Every year.
If you want to see somebody get scared in a bitch, look at this nigga out on the TV screen.
I'm talking about this year because of COVID. Like
I feel you, but even the Heat lose 4 games and you'd be like, oh my gosh.
I don't care about the Heat's record. I'm not worried about the losses. Like none of that shit matters to me. I'm saying this is a weird, funny ass year, and I would not want to mortgage the future and then basically miss out on a year like this. Like. So it made sense for me because of what the NBA is going through right now. It made sense for me. To me, it made sense not to make that kind of move. And then enter this next offseason with a nice little, you have some cap space this offseason.
Whoever is Tiff M23, I feel you on your references. Bam is the future. I feel you on that. I get you.
That's Tiffany Meeks.
Oh, what's up, Tiffany Meeks? But you know where I stand on that. Y'all exactly right. Y'all acting like being the Spurs is a bad thing. Be like, look at all of these others. Oh, let's close on this because we got to get ready to ride.
You also got to draft Tim Duncan to be the Spurs.
And then you have to build around. You get draft Tim Duncan, which I was saying. Oh, he want to draft him and keep him. You got to draft all them dudes. You got to grow them and you got to keep them. You're exactly damn right. Thank you.
What the comment was, if the Heat's development program is what we touted to be, then why can't we make these dudes into what we need them to be to get us where we want to go?
I like Siobhan.
You just can't turn anybody into a superstar.
They turned Duncan Robinson from a Division III buddy
into a really good role player. You can't turn him into a superstar.
I mean, that's amazing. He was Division III dude.
You saw what they tried to do with Josh Richardson. They tried it. Not everybody has it to not step out of bounds at the end of a game. Like, there are certain things not every Spoelstra can't teach anybody. Like, he could never teach Josh Richardson to not act like an ass, in the last 30 seconds of a game. It was impossible.
He got hype a little too quick. But I want to say this because we got to get ready to slide real. Like, I feel like anybody, because I'm a LeBron fan too, and people be feeling ways about Bron. Everybody who they pull up and say, oh, this guy is as good, or everybody goes and says, hey, this guy is going to be, LeBron ain't no better than Kyrie falling away, Kawhi Leonard falling away, Paul George falling away. What you doing your hands for? Kawhi Leonard is struggling, dog. They super struggling.
This year is funny, man. I don't.
Whatever the year, who the year?
They're still like number 2 in the West. They're still like second in the West. I think everyone got real. Everyone lost their shit. Was in a bubble, and then they fell apart. Everyone lost their shit off that 150-point loss.
People keep trying LeBron like he ain't what he is. Like there's always going to be somebody else. Oh, it's going to be Giannis. We showed you Giannis ain't got it. Oh, it's going to be this guy. And all of these guys, except for KD, who he's a legit possible rival. Everybody else who they be like, oh, this dude. No, you see now how much fortitude it takes. Number one, to stay healthy, which is, I don't even know if that's genetics, but then also the mental ability that everybody disregards that these other dudes ain't having. The issue that you see with Kawhi, and I mean, what's your boy with Kyrie right now? That's a mental situation, dog. This man staging courts and that's a mental thing. Like
you don't know that. I'm worried about that man's mental health, but
what kind of personal reasons cause you to lose?
I'm worried about his mental health just because, like, when people are out here doing things and they're not explaining it to their employer, it's not like I'm sitting there thinking. I'm not telling you that Kyrie is crazy. What I'm saying is, I do worry that we are discounting that there may be a mental health aspect to what's happening with Kyrie.
I don't think it's a mental health aspect. I think Kyrie don't want to play basketball.
aspect, maybe not issue, aspect. Yeah, that's
But that's all I wanted to say. Everybody who got a problem with LeBron is trying to dethrone him. All of
I don't know why you came in caping for LeBron so
I know.
hard.
I mean, I like LeBron, man. But why
aren't y'all?
I love LeBron. That was just a weird. That was just a weird pivot you made. But I mean, whatever.
We talking about Kyrie. We talking about all of these trades that are going on.
You the host.
All of these dudes are people who we thought were who people like to say, oh, this person is this person is that, and we've seen that none of them can really hold a candle. Like they all have crumbled and fallen away a little bit, but none of them get the same treatment that we gave to that guy.
You act like Giannis is dead. Like
I know.
Man,
Giannis ain't the same age LeBron was when he started winning championships.
I'm gonna ask you
I think Giannis is younger than LeBron was when he started winning.
Whatever. I'm gonna ask you a trivia question right now. Giannis is playoff time. Giannis is dribbling down the court. He's got the ball in the middle of the court. What's he gonna do?
You would have said the same.
Why is he
that's the biggest point. But
Giannis has the ball. We all know Giannis handles the ball. He's going to dribble hard down the court and he's going to spin. You talk about one trick ponies. Giannis, I don't know why people believe in these. Not anybody, but dudes drop 30
to rant, bro. I don't know why.
Yeah. Because we talking about basketball stuff so funny, dog. Somebody dropped 30 points and I'll be like, oh, he raw. But then we get in the playoffs and we see you can't shoot. You don't have a good triple threat game.
You would have been saying the same shit about LeBron in 2009. This sounds like a LeBron James hot take rant in 2009. He can't get past the Celtics.
With the pressure, but he always had skill.
He'll never be Kobe.
What I'm talking about is a skill issue. No, y'all, we elevate people's skill issues to levels that they're not. Giannis' skill issue is not superstar level.
It's not. It really
isn't. Not.
People got so upset with James Harden saying that all he could do was run and dunk. And I mean, until he proves otherwise, I'm not.
That's exactly what he's doing.
So that is, I mean, I know that I like Giannis. I know that there is the room to develop and to do all of these other things. At the moment, it's a long ass Euro or a tight spin move. And then that's it.
A tight spin move. And
At least it ain't that Pascal Siakam spin move. That shit is certified trash. Oh, look, there goes right
there, one trick.
All right, we're 2 minutes over. We are switching over to YouTube. I don't know if anyone put the link, but look out for. Go to my Twitter page. Go to Light Skin Opinions on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing our regular pop culture, politics, all that shit show. We're going to be talking about the impeachment. We're trying to keep that off the Miami Heat beat Twitch channel because that's people get a little bit upset. People get tight when you start talking politics. So we're gonna do that shit on our own thing. Look at Nightbot. Just put the link into the chat. So go check us there. We'll be live.
Nightbot.
Thanks, Nightbot.
That was a Nightbot.
All right. So
peace. Catch us over there. We out.
Come join the discussion on YouTube.
Siobhan, y'all check Siobhan out. She did real good.
There's a V in there, bro.
Siobhan, my bad. Siobhan,
now she's not coming, man.
Y'all follow Great Gray Matter, bro.
Appreciate you.
Dang, Paris just exited that piece.
He got to go set up the YouTube. All right, y'all.
Yeah.